some gals that walked by us like looked at Jake and said, "Oh, y'all got
snow bunnies.
Y'all got some snow bunnies with you and everything." You remember? Oh, you remember the snow bunnies?
Yeah. Snow bunnies. And y'all thought it was so cool. And Jake was like, "Blood, don't let them call y'all snow bunnies."
yeah. But I was like, hey, I'll take whatever I can get. I hop around.
Yeah, whatever.
Welcome to another one of the What's Your Ness podcast. I'm Spenny. I'm here with my co-host, the founder of Ness Culture, Alexander the Great. And, we're here today. We're here for you, really, to talk about important stuff. And, we got all these different Nesses. What Nesses are we thinking today? For the Ness...
I feel like this Ness that I'm thinking of today has impacted a lot of people that we know personally and ourselves also. So today, being the way the Bay Area is, Keith Lee was out here not too long ago, and he got a good dose of it. So we're gonna speak on lawlessness.
Lawlessness.
Yeah.
All right. Outlaws. Hey. So what are we thinking with lawlessness? I mean, Well, I guess we have to define it first, is what we normally do here. So let me pull up the. Oops. Let me pull up. Sorry. Let me redo that.
What are your fingers doing?
I'm hot on the finger here. Just give me a second. We're gonna look up lawlessness. So lawlessness. I mean, I think I can imagine what it is, but on the textbook definition, the Oxford Languages, it says, a state of disorder due to a disregard of the law. A country's descent into lawlessness.
That sounds like the Bay Area. Oh, I scared Meowcom. My bad. I was a little too loud.
It might have been my cough, actually, that scared her. But
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that definitely sounds like what I had in mind for us to talk about. That's definitely what I feel like it's like out here right now.
Am I dressed appropriately? I got my kind of Hell's Angels vibe going.
Oh yeah, no. You got the what's that shit called? The fucking show. What's the show called? Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, we just met up with the Mayan Charter, running some guns out of Lodi. Yeah. So.
Yeah. With lawlessness, you got to deal with the lawlessness. You gotta drink away some of your problems. So pinkies up. We're fancy.
Mm-hmm. We stay fancy. Mm-hmm. And we stay drinking. But yeah, no. So
Charlie Brown.
So you said the Bay descending into lawlessness. You feel this truly in your heart?
To an extent, yeah. Because I had a conversation with my older brother, and I was trying to ask him. I'm like, bro, are we just old? Like, are we old? And it's like, yeah, these kids are fucking up the streets, or is it like really worse? And I had a good conversation with him, and he was like, "No." He's like, "I really think it's worse because of people's thought process behind some of the stuff they do. Like, they don't care who they hurt or anything." He's like, back when he was doing his dirt, he's like, people still had a certain level of respect for certain things. And he said, right now, he feel like the youngsters don't have respect for anything.
Yeah, there used to be rules to the game.
Yeah. Like I said, but I'm still on the fence about that, because I'm like, it's a lot of death and mayhem that happened on our watch when my people was out, my people that I rocked with.
Yeah.
When we was outside, it was a lot of crazy stuff going on, So it's like, is it or isn't it, Because he even Fab brought up a very good point. I seen Fab talking about it, and Fab was saying, he's talking to an older gentleman. He was talking about how the kids messing up the streets and everything else like that. And he's like, man, when y'all was out doing y'all dirt, selling crack, y'all selling to everybody, aunties, uncles, whatever. He said, y'all was breaking families.
Yeah.
He said, right now, these kids breaking windows.
Yeah.
What's worse, breaking up a family or breaking up a window?
Yeah, I think you may have a point there.
Yeah, like I said, I'll argue with logic, and that's a very logical statement, whether if it's too thin and you can look deeper into it, but still, that statement is very true.
Yeah.
And I can't argue with that. So it's a lot to dig through, and I think we're gonna get through a nice bit of it. So my first question for you, Spinny, is do we're talking about it, but
Yeah.
do you, as the man that you are, do you think the Bay is lawless right now in your life?
Not really. Not in my. Well, I did see like some shit the other day. We can talk about later. That's related to one of the things that we might talk about, the car stuff. But the overall, I mean, I went to the Tenderloin. Like, there was like this crew. They were filming some weird documentary, and it's like a friend of a friend hired me to help out, and I was just like holding shit for like a day. And we went to because they're like, oh, like the Tenderloin, everything's so crazy out here. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's definitely crazy. But like, I remember walking through the Tenderloin when I was like 12, 13 in high school, like going to some show. We had to pass through a Tenderloin. It was the same. It's just like hella drugs. Like, that's why it was called the Tenderloin, because the cops there would get so much bribe money that they could afford to go and get Tenderloin steaks every night, apparently, is like the origin of why it's called that.
100%.
Yeah.
That's verified.
Yeah.
That's verified. 100%.
So it's, I mean, it's always been like that to me. I mean, it's like, I feel like I'm not noticing any more crime than I have already noticed and been around for, as long as I grew up out here.
Yeah.
When I started to notice stuff like that.
Yeah, and like I said, I feel like the Bay Area has always been a rebellious place anyway. So it's like certain things to where when I was out, doing my lawless things, back in my day when I was being lawless, the shit that I was doing was so openly accepted, it didn't seem illegal, even though it was clearly illegal. So it's like there's a give and take with that. So like I don't know if the Bay is lawless right now, but I do know that the quality of life in the Bay Area is worse right now.
No, that's true. I mean, with the people getting priced out of stuff, that's been happening for like years now, like pretty much the last decade. It's been, I mean, that's why I didn't live in the Bay for a while, is because I couldn't afford to freaking live here for a long time.
Like you said, you definitely you were out to Oregon, which has a very they have a lawless tent over there. If you if you
it's a little more different type of lawless up there. But I mean, there's a little bit of that out here too.
But I'm saying in the L's, because even did I ever send you that YouTube clip of a dude following the guy who's blipping?
No, but that's what I saw the other day, kind of low key.
Yeah, that thing was crazy, and that dude is on fentanyl or whatever, and he was doing his whole little dig. So it's like there's probably layers of that too. It's like people who are in their right mind just trying to get something because they don't have enough, and then other people who aren't in the right state of mind, and this is an easy way to get their fix.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, the other day I'll just tell it now because it brought it up, and I'll probably forget it if I don't jump on it. But I was coming back from work, and I was on the way back, and I was passing by Lake Merritt, and I went over to that little area where there's hella little restaurants. I was like, I'm gonna get a sandwich or a burger or something because I was hungry, and I'm like right by the lake, and this car just stops in front of me, and it doesn't have its blinkers on. There's like nowhere to park. So I'm like, why is this car stopped in front? And cars are like passing me on the left, so I can't get around them. So I'm like, fuck. I'm sitting there looking at this car. I'm like, what is this guy doing? And then this dude wearing all black, like black pants, black hoodie, like mask on, like jumps out. He jumps out of the back seat. And he's like, runs up to this van that's parked right next to him, and is just looking in all the windows, runs around the back window, looks in. I guess he doesn't see anything. He doesn't touch the car. He just dives back into the back of the car that was stopped, and then they just peel off in front of me. In the middle of the day, this is like noon, like 1 p.m. Hella like people out, like broad daylight, Lake Merritt, like the little fancy restaurant area and all this shit.
I got you one better, bro.
Yeah.
One day I'm on Broadway, and I think I'm stopping by the Dope Era store just to see if Fab was there. I was going to ask him about something or another, right? Mm-hmm. Fab was actually there. Mm-hmm. And maybe I was just driving by and I saw he was outside, so I'm like, oh, let me stop and say what's up to the big homie, because we from the same part of Oakland, so I'm always, and then we all, we did music together and everything, so that's like the big homie. So I stopped. I'm like, yeah, Fab, boom, man, we chopping it up. And then all of a sudden, Fab, hella calm, was like, they breaking into your car. And I'm like I'm kind of like, I swear to God, I'm oblivious. And like, if you know where the dope era store is right here.
Yeah.
The person, I ain't gonna say who the person was, but the person car is parked across the street, right? Just right across the street. They waited until a bus came. And Fab probably seen it so much, he saw it happening. And like, me and him are having a conversation, and then he just turned to, hey bro, they hitting you right now. And bro ran across the street. And like, I think they might have gotten a bag and then jumped on him. But yeah, they definitely broke his window already.
Yeah.
But that's how crazy it is. And how chill Fab, like I said, you see it, he know the state of what the youngsters is doing and what's happening. And like I said, and everybody know, don't leave no bag in your car.
Don't leave stuff in your car. Very simple. I heard about that on the news, but we might be able to learn more about that in a little bit. But I remember too, when was it that we went to that club? It was like the Caribbean Club or something. It was like a few years ago or something. And I remember I was driving and I parked. It was you, me, one of like our buddy, a few of our buddies. It was like 5 of us, like full car. And I parked, and as we were walking towards the club, literally every other parked car on that street just had like the glass and like the shattered windows. It was like 5 cars in a row. And then we went to the fucking club. Do you remember that night?
I don't. It's probably regular to me.
Yeah, well, we went, because we were waiting in line to this club, because Jank was like, oh, yeah, I know some people in here, we'll get us in, da-da-da-da. And so we're waiting in line outside this club, like smoking a little bit, chilling, and then all of a sudden there's like, pop, 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 pop.
Oh, that night.
Yeah.
That was, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember that night.
Yeah, and then, we were all like ducking and hiding, and freaking all the chicks are screaming. And
for people who know, or from Oakland, we were at NKC, and somebody got busy at the exit of NKC. So you know where that's at, and you know how that is.
Yeah.
And yeah, we was in the line on the street, but they was on 14th getting busy. And
I just dove behind the tire. Then the security guards were like, everyone get down. And like all the security guards were strapped. They were all like, they secured the perimeter. And like, we're like, holy shit, what the fuck? And then
I knew some of those security guards.
Yeah.
Some of the homies.
Yeah, that was intense. And then we all, everyone kind of stands back up. Everything, like the shooting stops. We all stand back up. And we're in line. And I think me or one of our other buddies, I'm not naming names, but the other white boys were like, maybe we should probably just head home, like, and I remember Jake was like, oh, that's just a little 22, bro, we good, like, we're not gonna do that again.
Yeah, it wasn't even that loud, like, it wasn't that bad, like after it happened, I kind of dipped around the corner and seen what was going on, like, it was chill,
and then we were all super nervous, we're like, that was like a little crazy, and then the security guy, one of the security guys looks at it and he points at like me and the 2 other Albany boys over there, and he's like, you and you, it's collared shirt only, you're not up to dress code, like you're not going to be able to get in here, you guys gotta get out of here. And we're like, oh, thank you. And we were walking over, like, we were really curious to see what that club would have been like that probably would have been pretty cracking, but that was also like super like intense, like. And then as we were walking, some gals that walked by us like looked at Jang and said, "Oh, y'all got
snow bunnies.
Y'all got some snow bunnies with you and everything." You remember? Oh, you remember the snow bunnies?
Yeah. Snow bunnies. And y'all thought it was so cool. And Jake was like, "Blood, don't let them call y'all snow bunnies."
yeah. But I was like, hey, I'll take whatever I can get. I hop around.
Yeah, whatever. Oh shit, bruh. That was hella funny. That was a night. Mm-hmm. That was a night.
But I was like, that's years ago. Like, I was like...
That was hella years ago. That wasn't a few. That was hella years ago.
Yeah, that was like 2016
NKC is not even a thing no more.
2015, 2016, maybe.
Yeah. That was a minute ago.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, well, since you spoke on it and that hilarious story that me and you have shared together, have you ever been bipped?
I've never actually been bipped. My mom got bipped once. Really, really stupidly, she went jogging at the Berkeley Marina and left her purse in the car. But this is like in 2004, 2005 or something. She got bipped and her purse got taken.
My brother has been bipped twice.
Yeah.
But like I said, he's left things in the car to be bipped for.
Yeah.
I personally have never been bipped.
Yeah, I've never actually been bipped either.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know. Maybe people be carrying too much stuff. Maybe they be asking to get bipped.
Yeah.
And then they get mad when they get bipped. Because I've never gotten bipped. I'm like, also... To all the bippers, if you might see me around town, if you bip me, you're not going to get anything but a tissue box and and a tissue box. I don't keep anything in my car.
And some crusty tissues.
Crusty tissues is definitely what you're gonna get because I'm not a litter bug. I'm not gonna just throw it out the window.
Yeah, exactly. We keep our streets clean. Well, what I do is I always, I'm on the road a lot for work, so I get and I never leave shit in my car, but I get McDonald's or Jack in the Box. I get shitty drive-through when I'm on the road. I got to go to fucking Stockton or something. I'll hit a drive-through.
You got some Canes.
Yeah.
In Stockton.
Yeah?
Well, no, it's not in Stockton. It's like in Modesto or some shit.
Yeah, I go out there too. Okay, Canes. I'll do that next time.
Yeah, Canes is pretty good. The sauce is better than... So, the bread... So, look, this is how I rate Canes food, okay?
Yeah.
The bread is the best thing they have.
Uh-huh. Okay.
The sauce is the second best thing they have.
Okay. Well, those are important ingredients. So.
And then there's everything else.
Okay. All right. I'll
so when you buy the chicken, bite the chicken is whatever. You dip that chicken in that fucking sauce, and you will kick an old lady for another piece.
Okay. All right. I believe. I've never been to Canes. I've never had Canes in my life.
You never had Canes?
I've never had Canes
There's
in my life.
There's a Canes in East Oakland now. You don't go to East Oakland? What?
No, I need to. Because our friend lives out there.
Don't worry. When In-N-Out leaves, you can move in.
All right. Yeah. Oh, I would love to move into that. That's a prime spot right by the airport.
Yeah.
That's prime real estate right there.
You throw some parties.
Yeah. That would be cracking as fuck, actually.
Or you can move into Denny's because they're leaving too.
Yeah.
Because of the crime in Oakland.
I've heard about that. The In-N-Out. All I was saying with the fast food thing, we'll get back to the crime with the making them leave, but I leave like empty fast food bags in my car. I just my car looks like a fucking garbage can. So I feel like if someone I feel like the bippers would be like, oh, this motherfucker's broke. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, I'm not gonna get anything of value out of this.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to smell how long that McDonald's bag's been in there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's your bipper deterrent.
Yeah, that's why I kind of got upset at you the other
day.
That's why I got upset at you the other day when we were going over to San Mateo to watch the game, and you got in my car. You're like, "Oh, let me take this and throw this out." I'm like, "Bro, that's that's my bipper deterrence, and you're throwing it in your garbage can. Now I have to get new trash to leave in my car to keep it safe."
That's hella funny. Okay.
Yeah, but the stores are leaving.
But the stores are leaving. So with that being said, I want us to look up some of the statistics of the crime that's happened, that's escalated. So before we show it though, I want to ask you this question before we show it. Do you think lawlessness in the Bay Area has gotten worse since the pandemic? Don't look at the statistics, but answer that question. Do you think it's gotten worse since the pandemic?
Didn't it went down during the pandemic, right? Because everyone was inside. I feel like it went down.
I don't remember. So answer the question. What do you think? Do you think the pandemic made lawlessness worse in the Bay Area?
I can't really tie it to that. My answer wouldn't tie it to. I would say
No. It's not tying it to the pandemic.
Yeah.
Since the pandemic, has the Bay Area got more lawless?
I'm going to assume yes, but my instinct just from me being out and about, and maybe because I'm out and about less because I've gotten used to a more hermit lifestyle, I would say no, just because anecdotally in where I've been going and what I've been getting into, I haven't experienced a lot of it, besides that one thing in the Tenderloin, which I'm like, okay, this is the same as it was in fucking 2003. So I would say no.
You say no?
Yeah.
Okay, I personally think the pandemic has made the Bay Area more lawless.
Okay.
And I think it's just because of the economic factors of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely.
I think the way that they printed all this money and the inflation that happened and all that other shit, I think that stuff caused the Bay Area to be more lawless because as we'll look up a little bit later, the Bay Area is one of the most expensive places in the United States to live.
Yeah, but the wages haven't kept up with that. Not
at all. So let's bring up these statistics. These statistics are from 2018 to 2023. No, 2019 to 2023. So this is just the homicide. This top one is homicide.
By OPD.
This is the OPD's annual report. So that's our source. Is the actual OPD. This is not CNN. This is not Fox News. This is OPD. And what's crazy is I seen it before the 18 one. 18, we had like 68 or 65 murders, right? In Oakland. Mm-hmm. And that was the lowest since the 90s.
Wow.
And it's slowly climbed, and then it jumped during the pandemic, and then it's been not good since the pandemic.
Yeah, so it's at 120. So is this 120
homicides.
A year?
Yes, that's all of those are annual calculations.
Okay, I see.
So that's the homicides, right? And like I said, we don't want people murdering people in the city. So it's like this is something to be mindful of. And one thing I do know also is like during the pandemic, not the pandemic, the pandemic.
What's a pandemic?
Oh, you don't know about the pandemic?
What's a pandemic?
Oh my God. Okay, this is the LawlessNESS episode. I gotta put you on the pandemic. Okay. I thought you don't. So you hold on.
That's literally the first time I've ever heard that word.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my! This is why you have black friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep me unslept.
Okay. Stay unslept. Okay. So the pandemic. So during the pandemic, everybody had to stay in the house. No one could go to work. All this other stuff, right? So the government was handing out unemployment to everybody, right? Mm-hmm. And then to help other businesses, the government is also giving out loans to businesses to help them weather the storm.
Yeah.
So there's the EDD, unemployment that you get, that even if you were a self-employed person, you can get from EDD. And there was PPP loans. If you had a business, they'll send you money for that. And the fucking Oakland scammers went, well, I don't say Oakland scammers, all the scammers went crazy. And they hit for money. And it was called the pandemic because everybody was getting money because they had these $1 trillion fucking stimulus packages to where Donald T was just sending us a check, and then it was extra money if you had kids, and then it was PP loans if you were scamming the right way or if you were just a business, you know.
Wait, so is it bandemic? Because I was thinking like ban, like you're banning people, but you're saying is it like bands will make her dance, like
bands? Yes.
Oh, okay. Now
yes.
I got it.
Bands.
See, it takes me a second, but I'm hip. I'm with it. You know?
BAND.
Okay.
Demic.
Yeah, the bandemic.
The bandemic.
Okay.
Everybody got banned up. Everybody was looking real good, making money, and things were chill. Until the money stopped.
Yeah.
But also, when everybody had money, a lot of people bought guns.
Really? Oh, well, because shit was going crazy, too. And then it's like...
No. Shit was chill. It's just you had extra money.
Yeah.
And you may have had some issues and you didn't have money to do nothing about the issues.
Yeah.
So now you have a little money to do something about the issues.
Get some home artillery systems.
Yeah, get yourself ready.
Yeah.
And it's like people got themselves ready. And then, like I said, people were hitting licks and things of that nature. Like I said, people were doing the PPP loan shit.
Yeah.
They were scamming for the EDD using other people's names. And people were making real good money.
And hitting licks, for those who don't know, it's robbery.
Yes. It doesn't have to. It could be robbery. It could be burglary. It could be scamming.
It's a stealing.
Yes, it's acquiring assets that didn't belong to you.
I've always been curious. The origin is like liquor stores, right? Like hitting a liquor store, like hit a lick.
No.
What's the origin? Because that's what I thought when I first heard it.
I know Mark. Damn, I'm trying. Lick. Damn.
Because before that, lick, slang lick was like
okay.
blues,
So
like,
lick it. Just with my black brain, I'm gonna say this. Lick could be a spinoff from a sucker, and you can take a lick off a sucker.
Oh,
because it's a sucker, but he's a sucker, and I lick a sucker.
Yeah, you take a lick.
Yeah, just get my piece of that sucker.
Don't get caught slipping.
Yeah, don't get caught slipping. Don't get caught unslept. I mean, don't get caught slept.
Don't be caught slept.
Don't be caught slept, man.
Slept and slipping.
You gotta stay unslept.
Yeah.
So I'm not 100%, but that sounds like just me doing back the origins of things. Like I had told my daughter about Riz. I was like, what does Riz mean? She's like, Riz just mean Riz. I said, no, words have
charisma.
Yeah. I said, words have origins. I'm like, you kids can't be making up words that don't have any origin. Like, that's stupid, And then it's very popular. I'm like, I highly doubt that this word is just Riz is Riz. Yeah. No, and then it was like, we did a little quick research, and it's like, oh, it stemmed from charisma. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
Yep.
I got the Riz.
On God, no cap, fur.
What the fuck did you just do?
I said I was busting. That Riz is busting on God, no cap, fur.
What the fuck is fur?
FR, for real.
Okay, back to the crime.
Okay, back to crime. Sorry, we'll do Gen Z-ness next week. Back to the crime.
To the crime.
So what do you want to look at next?
One thing that really caught my attention that I haven't really been a part of, or I didn't see anybody else really tell me that they've come a victim to this, but carjackings have increased 300% since 2019. It went from 203 carjackings in 2019 to 666.
Oh wow, that's the number of creation.
Yeah, and other things.
Yeah.
But it has 666 carjackings.
Yeah.
In Oakland this year, and then even residential robbery went up 71% year over year. And
wow.
like that's kind of crazy to me. And then,
but it was always around 100. It was like 99, 89, 98, and then 60. So it just dipped in what year was that? 2022 randomly. The residential robberies, anyways.
Yeah, but also to say something about the bipping. The bipping isn't like a 2020 pandemic thing. It apparently it definitely has been around.
Yeah.
But the bipping that we just saw the statistics for.
Yeah.
It was up in 2019, and then in 2020 it went down when everybody was getting the pandemic going.
That pandemic era.
You know, and then it jumped back up last year and this year. Well, last year, you know, so.
That's crazy. Well, on bipping, we actually have our very own, the What's Your Ness podcast has our very own bipping forecaster.
We do?
Yeah, and he's gonna, I just hired this guy. I met him. He's
totally legit. People are not telling me, bro.
He's legit. You'll see it on the expense report. It's fine. You might have noticed the money moving around on the account, but we'll figure it out later. We'll talk to the financial advisor and whatnot.
All right. Shit.
No, so we got this bipping forecaster. Gradual, you there? We're ready for you now. Welcome to the Bip Forecast. I am Reginald Blumpkin, your Bip Forecaster. So if we look at the map here, you'll notice obviously San Francisco, especially the Tenderloin area, there's quite a lot of economic inequality and poverty going on. So your car is very likely to get splashed if you are parked in some of these areas. So you are going to want to make sure you lock up, take your valuables out, maybe put something in the trunk, but even that isn't the safest. A lot of people, what I've been noticing, especially in these high poverty areas, what you want to do is just roll down your windows so the windows don't get smashed and they're still not going to take anything because hopefully you've taken everything out of your car. Idea. Let's move over to the East Bay now, going over to Oakland, California. Now, Oakland, has a reputation, but it's clearly not as bad as the Tenderloin has been. We only have BIP levels about 70% right now, which is good, especially with this rain. I think a lot of the bippers are wanting to just stay inside. They like splashing, but they don't like that type of splashing, you know what I mean? So Oakland's okay, obviously this goes for all the Bay Area or anywhere in the country, really. You want to take valuables out of your car before you park it. But moving down to Walnut Creek. Now, Walnut Creek, this one surprised me because, a lot of people think of this as a very high class, a lot of retail there, a lot of very fancy restaurants, very high income area. But I think people have caught wind of that. The bippers are on to the scent because we have actually a higher bipping percentage in Walnut Creek than we do in Oakland at this very moment. This could change by the moment. Spenny and Alex, I never really know what's going on. I don't think you have actual. I don't think. No, I don't think.
What's that?
I don't think those stats are right, Reginald. Yeah. That's not like what it actually is. I mean, we could look at Walnut Creek.
No. And you know what, Spenny, I heard about you hanging out with my wife, and, we're going to have to talk about that after the show, okay? But I'm Reginald Blumpkin, your Bip Forecaster. Check it out.
All right, Reginald, it was really nice to see you there. Oh, fuck, I ruined it at the end, but it's fine. But what the fuck was that with the wife? I don't know what he was talking about with the wife. But
what? You're banging this guy's wife?
I'm not banging. Look, we all went out for coffee because I was interviewing him for the job for the show.
That's what you guys are calling it now? Going out for coffee?
We went out for coffee.
Hey, you know what that's from?
I happened to hit it off with his wife a little bit, and
you know what's going off for coffee is?
What?
That's from Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Yeah. That meant.
That's not what I meant at all. We went out. We were just talking about doing I was like, oh, you're like
you're talking about doing.
I talked about doing it. He's an expert in the bipping stuff, and so I was like, cool. Like you can talk about statistics. You have a nice mustache. Like you're very presentable. Like I'm super down to bring you on the show. And then,
bro, how much are we paying that guy? We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it later. But anyways, he was saying Walnut Creek. I am curious about Walnut Creek crime statistics. How did you find these OPD ones? Like, can I just Google Walnut Creek crime statistics?
Because I am a guy who knows things. And Oakland is Oakland, so it probably wouldn't be able to find it as easily as I found the Oakland stuff. Like Oakland's putting out reports on it.
I was out in freaking Walnut Creek, like I told you that one night where I met Cousin Feek randomly, and it was cracking as fuck. People were doing little donuts and shit. It was cracking as fuck, brother. It was. People were doing donuts and shit. I was like, shit, I don't want to get bipped out here because like there's like some people, turning tight ones and whatnot.
That one was decent. It's saying like how many firearms. I don't know if it does burglaries and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. It just says this is all like use of force. This is like police, like just the police, like crime map. There we go.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah.
Pull it up and pull it out.
Walnut Creek Police Department. Should we just email them right now and wait for their response and not end the podcast until we get it? View interactive map. Okay, let's see.
But that's interactive. That's like what's going on now because Oakland has that too.
Okay. So we're not doing this.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, Greg, having said that, I feel like that's false, but maybe it's true because you know what was funny when during some of the protests and stuff, and when there were all these. All the protesters were out there. This is like pandemic time. Mm-hmm. Black Lives Matter, George Floyd. Yeah. All these protesters are out, and people with signs. And me and our buddy went out there. Our buddy who lives in Gaskill, actually. Yeah, me and him went over there, and we were like, "Oh, let's get some footage of the protest." We got there. It had already been going for a while, and we already smelled tear gas when we got out. And we walked. Yeah, it was like it like stung in the air when we got out of the car. We just parked, like we weren't near any shit, but we were like, "Whoa." And we walked over to where the protests were. There's a lot of people with signs and stuff. But then it was like a bunch of white people dressed in all black smashing up the Walgreens windows.
Yeah, they're probably from Arizona. Because when I was out for whatever, I don't know if it was the pandemic or when, but I was outside for some of those riots and stuff. And a lot of it was anarchists from Arizona.
Arizona specifically?
Yeah, I remember having conversations with people when they looked it up. Like the people who got arrested, the majority of the people who got arrested for doing shit, weren't from the Bay Area. Yeah, they were like anarchists. Yeah. They were like known anarchists because they've been arrested for this stuff before. Yeah, from like Arizona. Yeah, it was like, oh, yeah,
that's hella random.
Yeah,
but what it was funny because I was walking around and I was like, yeah, A, why are these random white people dressed in all black smashing up all these windows? Mm-hmm. B, why are things here being smashed? Like, shouldn't they be like smashing shit over in like Walnut Creek or something where it's like super wealthy? Like, wouldn't that make more sense if this is like some kind of like communist uprising that's happening, or if it's a bunch of white fucks? And then like a few days later, it was like, yeah, Walnut Creek just got looted, like the Macy's, like all the shit in Walnut Creek.
Yeah. They hit up everywhere. Yeah. Like you said, that's when they was tearing up them Targets and Best Buys. And I remember that. Yeah.
Do you remember did you see the footage of the fucking? They like stole this big construction thing, like with a big construction arm, and like rammed it into a Best Buy.
I feel like I remember seeing that too. I was like, bro, where'd they steal that from to even break it into the Best Buy?
That was like next level lawlessness. I feel like that's the kind of lawlessness. I mean, obviously you don't want that coming into your house, but like if it's like some big corporate like chain, like big box store, I'm like I wouldn't be like, oh, they should do that, but I'm also like, that was kind of epic. I don't know. but they'll be all right. Best Buy's still in business.
That ties into one of my next questions.
Yeah.
Because in the Bay Area specifically, which is why I'm talking about lawless in the Bay Area, we're losing a lot of big box stores. Macy's just left Union Square after like 100 years or some shit. And like I said, we talked about Oakland losing In-N-Out, Oakland losing... Denny's, which if you ate at that Denny's, ill, but
any Denny's really.
The one in Emeryville needs to leave, so something else can be there. But do you think that working from home is making the Bay Area more lawless? And I'm gonna give you an opinion. I called somebody and asked them for their opinion. Somebody who works from home half the time, and they gave me their opinion, but. I want your opinion. Do you think people working from home is making the Bay Area more lawless and allowing these big box stores to leave, which is lessening the jobs and stuff like that because the people who used to have to come into work aren't coming into work and aren't supporting these businesses in that area? Do you think it's making the Bay Area worse? Like, what do you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't tie it to lawlessness, but I think there is something there as far as, well, not even the work from home, but just Amazon and the fact that you can get stuff shipped to your house online. I think retail's been kind of on a decline for a while.
So
and there's not much of a
you say it probably just came to a head now. Like,
yeah,
it's not. It has nothing to do with the pandemic
Yeah.
or the lawlessness.
Yeah, I think Fox News would love to say that it's because of lawlessness. I mean, I'm sure the in and out thing, like they literally said, it's because people keep getting their cars broken into in our parking lot, and that's why they were leaving. Yeah. But that's like right
and
by
then
the
Denny's
airport.
just like hopped on, like, oh yeah, we're gonna leave too.
yeah, because that's why, like, not because we're fucking Denny's, but but I think I don't know. I think definitely the online purchasing things online. I don't know how working from home necessarily would tie into it, but I think that the fact that just in years and years now, like it's so easy to just get anything online. You don't really need to go in. Although obviously Macy's, you want to try clothes on, you want to try the fitting rooms, and maybe they were experiencing a lot of theft, so there may be something to that, obviously. But yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I know it's like because I know. In my life, I have some elder people I know who watch a little too much Fox News, and they've been saying this shit for years. Like, because Fox News is always hammering on. Like, I have relatives in other states who like, I go there and I hear what Fox News is saying about the Bay Area like years ago, and I'm like, oh, this is why you guys never visit me, because you are listening to this like hyper amped up hype about the lawlessness. It's like not really as lawless as they say it is,
especially living in it.
Yeah, and I think they will tie things to that just for their agenda, which is like a totally different topic. I mean they're lawless in a way, just like as far as just general human ethics. But besides that topic, yeah, I know.
Bro, are you sick? Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I've been hitting the vape too much. I gotta quit. But
you know what I call it?
What?
Edict.
I've been hitting the edict. I've been hitting the wrong edict.
Okay. So
yeah,
this is insight that I've got from somebody who only works from home half the time. Mm-hmm. So I asked them, do they think that working from home is worsening the economy? Mm-hmm. Which, like I said, because that I feel like all of that stuff ties in. Because if a business in the area doesn't get enough business because you're not coming to work, then they fire employees who were getting a job, and now they're not getting paid, and now they may think of some illicit things to do to make money because they don't have a job anymore. Yeah. And this person gave me, I feel like, really good insight. I said, okay, now that you're at home, I said, when you go to work, because this person still goes to work 50% of the time. I said, when you go to work, do you buy food for lunch? He said, yes. I said, okay, so when you're at home, you make food for lunch, right? They said, no. I walk over to the little things that are by my house and I buy food from there. Uh-huh. I said, oh, so you're still supporting a local economy. Yeah. Cool. Check one, right? So I'm like, okay, do you think you're less productive at work? I mean, when you work from home or when you work at the office? They said no, because they just send me what I have to do and I have to do it. Yeah. So whether I'm at home or I'm at the spot, I still have to do it.
That's like how my job is. Yeah. And I noticed that, like, I mean, not to derail, but
I got more. Don't worry, I'm gonna remember this.
Yeah, I think the work from home. I think the work from home thing is great if it's you, like, because there's people that they want people to come back to the office, because they rented all these offices, but for some people it doesn't work, and for a lot of things you can do it from home, and it's not gonna hurt to not make people commute, and I think that's fine. I mean, I don't know. I would kill time in offices. Like, I would get all my shit done in like 2 hours and not be making a shit wage. And so I would be like, okay, I'm gonna spend the rest of the day on Reddit and Facebook, but then have work pulled up, so if anyone walks by, I just click to that. Yeah. But like when I'm at home, it's like everything that I'm doing, it's like actually the service that you're paying me for, so it's more productive, I think.
And this is more insight that the person gave me, right? Because, like I said, they go half the time, and they're at home half the time. And, of course, there's employees that are there when they're not there, and there are employees that are at home when they're not at home. And she said that they have these meetings on Microsoft Teams. Mm-hmm. And whether you're at the office or you're at home, you're on the same Microsoft team call. Yeah. So it really doesn't really matter that much. You get the same workflow. You're in the same meetings. And it's just, you don't have to commute. And then they're still, like I said, they're working, so they're not like in there cooking and stuff. So they're still ordering DoorDash or supporting a sandwich shop that's by their house now. It's not by the office, but it's still putting money into the Bay Area's economy, which is what I was worried about, that it was pulling money out because now people are doing, more cost-effective things instead of doing their normal regimen. And the person told me, said, no, like, I'm not about to cook in the middle of the day. Like, I have to go to work. So
no, you got to get out of the house. And even if you are cooking, like, you still have to go to the grocery store and support. So, I don't know. Yeah.
But like I said, the grocery store is mostly big chains. But some of these small, like I said, you can go to a small Indian restaurant. What big chain Indian restaurant do you know? I don't know of any. So like I said, so if you wanted some chicken curry or some Greek food, it may be a mom and pop shop that's by your house that you can support. Yeah. That's not a big chain, and that keeps the economy going. Yeah. And that was intriguing because I definitely was under the impression, just me not knowing, that working from home is making the Bay Area worse. And it's actually not. It's probably making the traffic better. It's making people's lives less stressful. It's giving them other options to do certain things. And the money is still circulating into the Bay Area economy.
Even still, sometimes I get sent to San Francisco for work, and it takes a fucking hour to get over the bridge.
With people not having to work.
With people not having to go in. So don't bring people back to the office. Let those fucking things be ghost town. Turn them into affordable housing. Do whatever you got to do. Yeah, we don't need any more people getting over that bridge. If anything, people should be quitting their jobs or demanding to work from home because I'm tired of sitting with you assholes in traffic.
Hey, to say something about that?
No, they got me feeling really lawless out here. I'm about to do some shit in traffic.
Bro, I'm telling you, during the pandemic, I had found this. I found one of the owners of Monster Cables. And since I'm a trunk boy, I did music for a long time. I ended up meeting one of his assistants, right, on some random shit. And then he hit me like, hey bro, do you know I use Pro Tools? Because I was telling him about how I had a studio and stuff. I'm like, fuck yeah, I know how to do Pro Tools. So this guy actually hired me to mix and master, basically just mix and arrange all of this old music he used to do. He used to play in a band. They used to play live at bowling alleys and shit like that. And he had all these analog recordings. And he had somebody digitize all the analog recordings, but he had no idea how to use Pro Tools. So I would come in and I would EQ and compress little things and then let him know, okay, well, you do have the drums in the guitars playing right now, but it's on 1-2 track. So I can't do much about everything, but we can try to boost the low end a little bit and try to, I gave him insight on what we could do, because it wasn't just the guitar and just the drums. It was the guitar and the drums and then the vocals, and then it might be one other thing.
So how does this tie into sitting in traffic?
There was nobody on the fucking road, bro. When I was doing this shit, this is when they told everybody this is anchored in home or whatever. What was it called when you had
shelter in place?
Shelter in place. Bro, I was outside every day. I was every day shelter in place. I was driving to San Francisco over by the fucking airport from North Oakland.
There was fucking nobody out there.
Bro, I would get there in fucking 15, 16 minutes, bro.
No, I was I was gunning it because I was still doing some shit, and I would go to the store and stuff and things like that. I wasn't super spreading, but I was okay. And I would go place to place, and it was amazing. And I'm like, fuck. I said to my friend, I was like, God, I love this. This is fantastic.
I'm telling you, I love it. That's why I brought that shit up. That shit was awesome.
And of course, my friend goes, oh, yeah, because everyone's dying. I'm like,
what? What?
Because that was when everyone was all freaked out. They really thought we were all going to die,
I had a bet with Brazilian friend Slow. That the rate of people passing away from coronavirus would pan out a certain way. And I won that bet, and I feel like he owes me a drink or something. I think he owes me a P.F. Chang's happy hour or something.
Oh, you better collect on that. He's probably, I think our Brazilian friend is deep into some debt right now, though. Oh. Because he bet on the fucking guy that lost the UFC championship the other night, and I bet on the other guy just to be funny against my stepbrother. Because everyone thought this one guy was going to win. Anyways.
And he lost?
He lost, bro. The guy from Spain fucking, surprised, just flurried and knocked his ass out. I threw 20 down just to make it interesting because I was we've been watching UFC, he did the pay-per-view, so we were watching all these fights, and it's fun sometimes, but I'm not super into it. Yeah. But my stepbrother's super into it, and I was like, bro, okay, last fight, who you got? He's like, oh, this guy's going to win for sure. I'm like, all right, I'm going to throw 20 on the other guy. There's 20 on the table. And then he, like, goes on this 5-minute spiel about, like, all the things that, like, why this guy's the best fighter in the world. And, like, there's still time for me to take back my bet. I'm like, no, money's on the table. It's good. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And then, like, it looks like Brez's going to lose. And I think it was, like, second round. He came in and just fucking and knocked the other guy out. And then our Brazilian friend was betting. But our friend who lives in... our friend, I don't know.
What other friend that was with us the other time?
Our other friend that was from Santa Cruz with us, that was, yeah. You know him. He's in the same group chat as our Brazilian friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're degenerate.
Are you talking about the other Brazilian?
Yeah, the other Brazilian.
Okay.
Yeah, he bet on the Spanish guy, and so me and him were like amped up, and then other Brazilian friends.
That guy
were
loves
sad.
betting.
Yeah,
that guy loves betting.
Yeah, so and lawlessness. So they legalized gambling, didn't they? Didn't they legalize online gambling? Isn't that like a thing that just happens? See, I'm not into this shit.
I don't fucking gamble, so I don't know.
Yeah, neither do I. What the fuck are you talking about? You do stocks and shit. Isn't that gambling?
Fuck no. It's nowhere near gambling. And this is why and how I explain to my people why it's not gambling. So, say you bet that the Raiders are going to win this game, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you see the Raiders starting to lose, and you like, no bet. You can't do that. Your money's already locked in. If I'm like, Apple's going to go up, and then Apple starts going down, I could be like, give me my money back.
Yeah.
At a slight loss, but give me my money back. You can't do that with gambling.
But don't they kind of have that with like shorts and puts or whatever?
What do you mean shorts and puts?
Or like options or something? Can't you
but
do
I'm
like
saying
short-term type bets?
But no, but I'm saying you can do the same thing. If I guess wrong, like one of my setups right now is 60%. I risk 20% and I try to get 60% out of the trade. So if I get into the trade and it drops 20%, I automatically pull myself out of the trade. Like I don't even have to do anything. I just, as soon as I set the trade, it's set up. It goes in my favor. It gets me out. It goes against me. It gets me out.
Nice.
You know? And if I see it going in my favor too fast, I might bump it up to 100% from 60%.
But how do we start hitting some licks on some of these stocks? Because I'm tired of like being lawful with these stocks. Like we got to get people have crashed the entire economy being lawless on stocks and gotten rich off of it. So how do we do that, and how do we broadcast it to the public?
Reddit.
All right.
But with that being said, about us talking about getting our bag together, I do want to be mindful that we live in the Bay Area. Can you pull up the Yahoo Finance tab? And
finance is actually the way the financiers pronounce it. I look in finance.
Yeah, and this is a report from Yahoo Finance about the most expensive states to live in, and California is the third most expensive state. So
only the third?
Yeah, it's behind Massachusetts and I think
Rhode Island.
No.
Oh, we're the richest.
Where
is
are
at the
you
bottom.
going? What are you doing?
I'm going down to the bottom because California wasn't there.
Are you high, bro? Go back to the top.
I'm going back to Jesus Christ. What I mean, what do you? So we
right
got
there.
Rhode
Stop. Go scroll.
Washington D.C.
It's only like 5 or 6 of them. Those are other articles. So
yeah,
D.C. Go.
D.C.
We don't care about D.C. We don't care
Rhode
about
Island.
Rhode Island. We don't care about the Connecticut. We don't care about that shit. We don't care about New Hampshire.
Story continues. Oh, that's what I miss. Vermont.
Yeah. Go.
Alaska. California.
Yeah, California. So the thing I wanted to show this is that I know Californians, and most of them aren't making $100,000 a year, but they're saying that the annual cost of living in California is $102. That's not even one. Fuck that $65.
Yeah, that's 101.9.
Yeah, that's $102,000 a year to cost of living in California.
Yeah.
So that's everything that you need, and that's outlandish.
Yeah.
An outlandish amount of money. Pull up the calculator. I had a little calculator thing that which one is?
Oh, that you sent me?
It's one of the links.
Okay.
Cost of
this
living.
One?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that right there.
Yeah, this one right here.
So let's say Oakland. Put Oakland as the city you live in. Put Oakland.
Oh fuck! We just outed ourselves as being in Richmond. Okay, Oakland.
You just snitched on yourself.
Yeah.
Oakland. And then let's say 60. I know some people making 60. 60 is not that much, but it's it's a livable wage.
It's more than what I make.
Compare. What happened?
In order to maintain your Oakland, California standard of living, your California salary would need to be $59, which is 1% lower.
So they're saying 60,000 is enough to survive in California. That's outlandish.
I mean, I'm surviving off of like less than that, but
okay.
But I got people. I got favors. I got people. I don't. But my family doesn't give me shit like any money. Like I'm self-sustained.
Well, then go back to 50.
I do have a good
and see what
living situation, but
because you saying like I said, you said you're not making 60. I'm gonna say I'm not making 60. They saying 50 in order to you would need to make what?
So now it just says. No, I think we
did it backwards.
Misunderstood what it is because now it says 49, which is 1% lower. So,
but basically, what
I don't know what this calculated. The logic of this thing makes no sense to me because it just jumped down $10,000 when we put $10,000 down. So I don't know what this thing means, but
it was initially saying that the cost of living in California is like 40% higher. Well, hold on, where's the other thing? I had something else that said like the cost of living in California was like.
That's all you sent me.
No, bro. Hold on, let me look it up because it was talking about how.
I mean, I believe it. I mean, it's ridiculous, but
so like I said, I don't know where it's at because I was looking at it on my phone, but I sent it to you for the computer. But basically, what I saw, I'll just talk about what I saw. It was saying the cost of living in the Bay Area or California, whichever one it was. I don't really give a shit. It's the same shit to me. It was saying like our cost for housing was like 98% more than the U.S. average. Uh-huh. Our cost for food was like 20% higher. Our cost for like other shit, it was just like the shit that you need to fucking survive, but mainly housing. It was saying that our housing was almost like cost 100% more than like just the average. Not even like, oh, you can find you a good place somewhere else. The U.S. average, the cost of living for housing in California was almost 100% higher than anywhere else. And I
believe it.
That shit blew my mind because like I always tried to like figure out because like I had people argue with me like, oh, our minimum wage is higher in California. Their minimum wage is like $8. Ours is $20. I could never. And I'm like, you don't get paid minimum wage. Yeah. So if you live somewhere else, you wouldn't be paid minimum wage anyway. Yeah. But I also tried to articulate to him is that the cost of living and the wage don't equate. Like they don't add up because not only is your housing costs almost double, because I knew somebody who in Georgia that was renting a 3-bedroom house for $700 a month. You can't find a fucking room in California for $700 a month.
No, you're paying at least $1,000 with roommates, like
with roommates, and somebody might be in your room.
Yeah,
So it's like boom, we'll just that right. When I went to Georgia, I went and got a shrimp po' boy filled with shrimp. Fries on the side, $15. Uh-huh. In California, a po' boy with fries with a good amount of shrimp, that's a $30 meal easily.
Yeah.
So housing, your housing is almost double. Your food is at least about 50% more, and then travel. The gas out there is probably like $2.50 right now, $2.25.
Yeah.
Our gas is $4.20 at the lowest.
Yeah.
So to travel, to move around is almost double. Almost we'll say 75, 80%. Your housing is almost double. We'll say about 90%. And then your food is about 30 to 50% more. That doesn't equate to $5-6 more per hour.
Yeah.
And then like I said, that's only if you're getting paid minimum wage in San Francisco, or like you have to be in a specific place to actually get that good minimum wage.
Yeah.
Like there's still like $15 minimum wages in other places.
But
talk to me.
Because of the high cost of living and certain things being stimulated, it makes things prime for licks.
Gotta get that sucker.
Yeah, you gotta get that sucker.
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Because there's some suckers. There's some suckers with some money out here.
Yeah, and you gotta lick them.
And you gotta lick them.
You gotta lick them suckers.
Yep.
Ain't nothing wrong with licking a sucker.
Yep.
Ain't nothing wrong with licking the clitoris either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big thing for you to say.
What?
Licking the clitoris.
I don't lick big clitorises. That's kind of, you know.
No,
Pull up a cue. We got another one.
I remember. I'm just saying. I remember back in the day. I was talking about hitting licks on clits, and I was catching some shit from a certain Bay Area rap group that I'm not gonna name the rap group, but they happen to be the one behind the Bay Area classic "Cupcake No Fillin'."
Oh, I wonder who they are.
Yeah, and
Maybe it's D-Lo.
yeah, it might have been D-Lo, and I was talking about
hold on.
cunnilingus, and I was getting roasted.
Did you know that was like a thing?
What?
That while Cupcake was out, like a lot of people thought Cupcake was like D-Lo's song, like when it first started bubbling.
Really?
Because like NoHo was out, and it was like, oh,
yeah,
he probably the guy who did the other hit
Yeah.
song right now too.
Me and my buddies discovered NoHo randomly before it got popping, and then it got popping.
No shit.
Yeah, just on MySpace, just because we saw it was like D-Lo's getting out of jail, like a party that he was having for that, and we saw the flyer, and we were like, should we go to this? Like, this looks hella raw. I think it was right after we started doing shit for you. We were like, we saw it on someone's page, and we were like, this looks raw, and then we like went to his page, and we love, NoHo and a much underrated classic,
Sleepy.
Sleepy, fucking D. Yeah, that one's good. But then also Scraping Through the Town, dun, 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 dun. Scraping through the town, all the grapes that we choking. East, west, and north side open.
That's another D-Lo joint. Yeah, I remember that. That's crazy. That's like a throwback.
We were banging that shit in Albany before NoHo was even popping, cuz, like, you don't even know about me. I'm blood, cuz, for real. Anyways.
It's okay to use my shit.
I'm biting your shit hard, dog.
Whoa.
Not literally.
Whoa, pause.
Don't pause. No, I'll continue to bite. The more pause, the better.
The more pause, the better.
Yeah.
Okay. On that note, how has lawlessness impacted your life?
I would say, positively and negatively. We've been around. Certain lawless activities can lead to decent things. Like, I think laws are created to keep society in order and make everything safe for everyone, and people want to be comfortable. And so more laws get made, and some of the laws that get made because of some goofball that really wanted some law, things can get very stupid, and laws need to change from time to time. So occasionally, it is good to be lawless. Now, I don't believe in hurting other people or fucking other people over, which I think is really the core tenet of why laws exist to begin with. Mm-hmm. But then I think that has extrapolated, and then now there are laws that fuck people over, and some laws have become lawless in and of themselves.
My brother made a very good point.
Yeah.
And he said that he knows no human, no person that abides by all laws.
Yeah.
And think about this. Say if you're the typical Christian white male and you care about everyone and you want all things to be right and you follow the laws.
Yeah.
Say there's a small street.
Yeah.
And you and your family are on this side of the street and what y'all want is on the other side of the street.
Yeah.
Are you, as that man, still going to walk down the street to go to a light, to cross the street, to come back? No, you're going to cross that street, right? But that's illegal. That's jaywalking.
Yeah.
So my brother made a good point that people kind of follow the laws that they feel they should follow, that they respect and that they think are the right laws to follow.
Yeah.
So it's like everybody's living a little lawless. It's just when it, like you said, when it starts to affect other people's health and well-being and things of that nature, when we have to really decipher, like, no, these are laws that we feel everyone should follow.
Yeah.
But then in certain cases, it's like, it depends on your situation, because somebody could have hurt you and you want to get your justice. And, that's not always the right way to go about it, but I can't really be mad at you going back and getting your justice for somebody doing something to you.
Yeah.
And what you did was breaking the law.
Yeah.
So it's really it's very hard to really determine
it's a tough one.
what's lawlessness.
Yeah.
Because it's like, are we a construct of the laws, or are the laws a construct of us?
Yeah.
And they can be helpful, but they can be very oppressive. And that's what my brother was saying. He was saying all laws are oppressive. And he made a good point. He said, we wouldn't need laws if every person thought of the person next to them as a brother, as a neighbor, and looked after them.
Yep.
If we just
very simply.
If we all just cared for each other, there would be no need for laws. So he saw all laws as oppressive because we need to get our shit together. And I thought that was profound. I
pretty much agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that was hella profound. I was like, real. Like, we wouldn't need anyone to govern, because that's am I going to say this? Yes, I am.
Say it.
It's the What's Your Ness podcast. I'll be honest with you guys. So, one of my things that I live by is that I don't follow any laws. I feel like laws are stupid and they're for people who need to be governed, and I'm not a person who need to be governed. And I explain to people that I don't kill people not because it's a law against killing people. It's because I personally don't want to kill anyone. And I govern myself, and I make sure that I am not doing anything that's harming anybody else, and that's how I govern myself. But there are people who don't know any better, and they need street lights to know when to drive, and they need, laws to know not to do this and not to do that, because a lot of people don't know, if you spit on the sidewalk, that's illegal. It's illegal to spit on the sidewalk. And then the law and then the laws vary based off of city, county, state, and country. So it's like you would have to relearn laws every time you hop on a freeway. Because different laws come with different stipulations and different causes and different things based off of where you're at. So you would have to, what is the word called? You would have to, this goddamn Jameson got to me. You would have to
cancel all the laws. That's what I want.
No, you would just have to just move accordingly based off of where you're at, know? And that's kind of hard, not knowing all the laws where you're at. And then another point that my brother made that was really good, like I said, we had a really good conversation, is that if they really wanted us to know the laws, they would be posted everywhere and they would be very easy to understand.
Yeah.
But if you went and looked at a law, you couldn't comprehend half of the shit that C code 32 means this and this.
It's ridiculous. These law offices with like stacks and stacks of these thick books of just all the code, and they all cite the codes against each other, and they're all angry. It's crazy.
Yeah. So it's like with that being that's one of his arguments on why all laws are oppressive. Because if they were really meant to help us, it would be in plain English. It would be posted everywhere, and everyone would know this is how we conduct ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's not like that.
It's easier to control people.
Clusterfuck.
Yeah, it's easier to control people if you just have a shit ton of random laws, and then you have to pay these people a fuck ton of money to help you when you break one of these laws that they've made up to control you. And I think lawlessness. I don't know. I mean, would you think society would benefit from being a little lawless? Because I think so.
In my personal opinion, I've fucking, like I said, I've already talked about how California is. And how even when weed was federally, well, it's still federally illegal, but even when weed was like, illegal in the state of California, like it was abundant and everywhere, and everyone had it, and it wasn't really an issue. Even if you fucking got pulled over by the police would just take your weed and let you go in California, for the most part, unless they knew you from some other shit and they were trying to jam you up for some other shit. But it hasn't been an issue. So there's a level of lawlessness that I'm just naturally accustomed to.
It's kind of ever present.
Yeah,
like a lot of cops aren't going to enforce every law, unless they're trying to be fucks, and then they have some excuse. But then that's like a whole other weird thing. Like, now I have an excuse to fuck with you. Yeah. Because of, this bullshit law that has been passed.
Yeah. But like I said, I definitely think lawlessness is needed also because it allows us to test the validity of laws. Mm-hmm. And if people start going to jail for shit that us as a society think is stupid shit for people to go to jail, like smoking weed or selling weed, then we need to change the laws so that people can stop going to jail for this thing that we find frivolous now. Yeah. Maybe back in the day, they were raping women because they were smoking weed. Lies. Yeah. But now we understand the real science behind it, and that's not true. We know people who smoke weed, they're not, breaking into houses and shit like that. They're just chill stoners.
Yeah.
Chill stoners enjoying their life, doing their thing that's not harming nobody.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why the laws need to change. And that's why I think we always need a layer of lawlessness so that people understand how stupid some of the laws that we actually have on the books are, so we can change them or abolish them.
Yeah. Oh my God. I feel like we could just wrap it up on that, but I did want to say shouts out to Lucy Lawless, Xena Warrior Princess. If you ever want to come on the
that's the Xena?
That's Xena Warrior Princess. That's Lucy
Why
Lawless.
is her hair not black?
Well, she's just an actress photo. You want to get a Xena Warrior Princess photo up here?
Yeah, bro. Xena was that shit.
Xena Warrior Princess. There we go. Xena Warrior Princess. Yeah, there we go.
So she was faking it all those years with black hair?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't believe she faked it on me.
Yeah, look at that.
I thought she was really feeling it.
Xena Warrior Princess, baby. Lucy Lawless. Shouts out to Lucy Lawless. I love
Only
lawlessness.
you would know some shit like that.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's
I know
why I'm
Xena,
here.
but I never knew the fucking actors.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. Any final thoughts about lawlessness or any other Ness?
Okay. Well,
I mean,
with this being the What's Your Ness podcast, and us, speaking on some of the lawlessness that's happening in the Bay Area, and I feel like a lot of it stemmed off of the cost of living in California and how expensive and hard it is to survive out here. And right now, people are doing what they can to survive, and it sucks that some people are succumbing to the victim of that, but it is a bigger picture that we need to figure out in our city, in our area, in our state, about the cost of living, especially the cost of affordable housing in our area and the homelessness that we have going on in California. There's a bigger picture than people just breaking into cars. And I know it kind of sucks to be a part of it, but like I said, me and Spenny have never been bit because he leaves trash in his car.
you gotta leave trash in your car, straight up. Like, that's the key.
I just don't leave anything of value. I leave tissue paper and fucking...
So you leave trash in your car, too?
No, I mean like the box of tissues.
But you said crusty or I said crusty tissues, but you
agreed with it. And I just agreed with you.
But you did agree with it.
I don't recall.
See, now you're learning the law.
I plead the fifth.
I don't recall. Yeah.
But with that being said, while you're out here obeying the laws, living lawless, surviving in California by any means, I'm always down for that. Just try your best not to harm any other human in your journey of lawlessness to survive in this California state. I want you to always, in those moments while you choosing lawlessness or choosing not to be lawless, to choose happiness also. Regardless of whatever's going on, I understand the financial situations in California are very tough. Keeping a family together, keeping everything going is very rough, and that's why so much lawlessness is going on, especially when that influx of money from the pandemic came in and then it left a void in people's pockets. Not to mention with the inflation of gas and food, and it's hard to survive right now. So I'm not mad at you if you live in lawless, but I want to make sure that while you're doing these lawless things, always, always, always choose happiness. And know that these things aren't going to necessarily keep you out of your situation. They might briefly get you out of your situation, but you gotta choose happiness and find a better route to get yourself out of this lawless way of life. There's so much money in the Bay Area. I want people who look like me, who come from my demographic, who may not have it right now. We need to get together and we need to practice group economics, and we need to tap into some of the funds that are in California, because California has the 5th biggest economy in the world as a state. The state of California has the 5th biggest economy in the world. And we need to tap into some of that. We need to demand things from our elected officials, et cetera, et cetera. And I think this will help us with some of the lawless we're becoming victim of and some of the lawlessness we have to exhibit to survive, by choosing happiness and making the right choice. So from Alexander the Great and Ness culture, please, 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 in every moment, every day, choose happiness.
100% agreed. And choose kiddiness as well. She's saying, hey, we've been going a while. Yeah. But also, make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you're hearing this on Spotify, it's youtube.com/@NessCulture. right? YouTube.com/@NessCulture. You go there, you can see us, what we look like in person on video live, and I got a pretty little kitty in front of me right now. And we got socks on here too. We got all types of beautiful decor on this show. So come fucks with us. We're out here.
Super soft, super comfortable Ness Culture socks, man, with the Ness Culture print on it. All those currency signs, you know.
Yup.
Flyness.
Yup. Flyness. That'll be a future ep.
Yeah.
All right. This is Spenny and Alex. Great. It's been very fun talking to you all about lawlessness. Now we're about to get into some lawlessness ourselves. No, we're not. We'll talk to you later. Fading out. Adios, folks. I shouldn't have told them about those licks we're about to hit, should I?
Bro, why did you say that, bro?
I don't know.
I told you that in confidence. You're not supposed to be telling them about our licks, bro.
No, I know.
How are we going to lick the suckers if you tell them the suckers they going to get licked?
I know. Wait, and we're still... Jesus Christ, we're still recording.
Turn it off.
They're not going to know. They're not listening.
They don't know we hit licks.
By the time they hear this, those shit'll be gone.
All right.